When I got my Nintendo Entertainment System, the world of home video games took a very big turn for me. I was introduced to so many new games, many of which I had never played in the arcade. It made me realize that home games could be every bit as incredible as the coin-ops I had been in love with. Among that list of unforgettable software was Konami's Castlevania. Every part of its design appealed to me on some level. The monster movie inspired enemies, the weapons carried by our hero Simon Belmont, the evil Count Dracula pulling all the strings. Then you had that killer soundtrack that was epic from the moment you hit the power button. I played and enjoyed it so much that every time a new game in the series showed up, I did everything in my power to experience it. As I got older and the series began to branch out to other consoles, it was always cool to see what that hardware could do with it. Sadly, one of the few mainstream consoles to never see any version of Castlevania was the Sega Master System. In 1993, Sega did have a hand in creating a game called Master of Darkness for the Game Gear and Master System, and though that game was incredibly similar and quite well done, it still wasn't quite Castlevania. Fast forward to 2026 and a small team of homebrew developers have thrown their hat into the Castlevania arena to bring the game to the one and only Sega Master System. With Demo 0.1 just released, I finally got a chance to sit down and give it a go. What did I find? Let's get started. Before we get into the meat of this, it's important to note that this demo is far from complete and is missing numerous parts of a final game. Simon takes no damage, there are no bosses, it's missing moving platforms, many of the late game enemies aren't implemented, and there are no sound effects. The good news is that it has an incredible amount of content otherwise. Every stage is here. Lots of the enemies like bats, ghouls, knights, birds, and the Medusa heads do make an appearance. And the music is a tour de force of PSG goodness. Firing it up for the first time, you are met with a much brighter and more colorful Castlevania than you'll remember on the NES. The animation has also been improved on our hero quite a bit. It was so cool seeing this run so well on Sega's 8-bit powerhouse. It really does make you realize that had Sega a more robust third-party stable at the time, things likely would have turned out a lot different. As I guided my way stage to stage, I was also quite impressed with the way the gameplay has largely come together this early. It feels like Castlevania in just about every way, with only a few minor speed differences that I'm sure can be ironed out. Things like some of the sub-weapons feel different and some of the enemies respawn faster than the original. Even so, your attacks, jumps, and the timing that governs it all feels right at home on the Master System. While I imagine there is much more work to be done than the issues I listed here, the bones are already in place for an excellent conversion. I'm really impressed with the close approximation of the sound, visuals, and again, the gameplay felt so close even at this early stage. Here's a few gameplay snippets so you can see and hear it for yourselves. Perhaps the most exciting part of this project is the inclusion of an enhanced port of Castlevania that follows the look of the X68000 version, or what came to be known as Castlevania Chronicles. This is a radically improved take on Simon's first adventure, and it sees numerous visual upgrades and colors in detail. And boy does it show what the old Master System was capable of. Just take a look at this. It easily competes with a number of early 16-bit titles. This all means that not only are we close to having a conversion of the NES original, but we are also potentially close to having a special Master System only Castlevania that Sega fans so desperately wanted during its retail run. If you have any interest at all in this project, follow the link in the description and show the people involved how much you'd like to see it finished. I also wanted to take a moment and congratulate Lewis the Sega Nerd for the work done on the music in this demo. As a fan of the Castlevania universe, I had often wondered what it would have sounded like on various consoles of the day. To see it finally realized on the Master System at this level is an old man's dream come true. Every track that belts in the background is true to the source, and every bit as fantastic as what the NES produced. Here is a back-to-back rendition of one of my favorite pieces. Have a listen. There are a lot of homebrew projects going on right now across many gaming devices. I can honestly say this is one of the ones I really want to see get finished. Both the original and enhanced versions of it. It isn't because we lack great Castlevania titles from that era, quite the opposite in fact. But there are so many NES properties that never had a chance to become real, playable games on the Master System that finally seeing something as big as this is truly heartwarming. If I could offer suggestions to the powers that be, I would love to see a playable Alucard in the enhanced version, and I think some remixed FM exclusive music would fit it like a glove. Again, the link in the description will take you to the discussion about the game, where you can share feedback, bugs, and give your support for the work they are doing. The demo is there as well, so if you love Castlevania, you just have to give it a try. I tested this on real hardware, the Mega SG and the emulator Kega Fusion, so you have numerous ways to test it, no matter your preferred setup. I'm Sega Lord X, thank you guys for watching, and I will catch you next time.